Welcome back to Nick Lenz's Comic Corner Classics as Non-Classic. This is episode number 1045 and Doubleshot number 939. I have two Avenger trades. First up, it is Avengers Forever, collecting the entire 12-issue maxi series. Yep, the entire 12 issues. Written by Kurt Busiek and Roger Stern. Good choices. The artwork is done by Carlos Baccio. Now, when I looked at the artwork for this thing, I'm like, okay, this was pretty much the same artist was one of the artists they had when they restarted the Avengers book back in 1998. They must have launched this book as concurrently as the main book. Yep. Now, here's the thing. We look at the cover. You probably recognize some characters. I mean, you see Yellow Jacket, obviously, that's Hank Pym. You see Captain America at the bottom. There's Hercules. There is Hawkeye without his costume on. There's also the Sandman. Somber, you probably think, what's she doing with the Avengers? We also see Moondragon, who actually is not really in this book at all I can think of. That's the Crimson Dynamo underneath the Avengers logo. Goliath, obviously. Thor's underneath the logo, too. And I think this is supposed to be 3D Man. Yeah. On the back, of course, we have the guy here. That's actually Genville, the son of the original Captain Marvel, Marvel. He is technically the third Captain Marvel. At this point, he calls himself frickin' Proton. Yeah, an identity he stole from the woman who was previously Captain Marvel. In the case when he became Captain Marvel, he politely asked her for the title. In the case of when he became Proton, he beat the living crap out of the woman. Just for the damn title. No idea why in the world Marvel writes something like this for, but that's simply the way it is. Yeah, it happened to pages of Avengers Unplugged. Yeah, it was a 6-issue miniseries which also had, believe it or not, the wedding of the Absorbing Man and Titania. The second one, the one that made her debut back in the pages of Marvel Superheroes Secret Wars, the one from the 80s, not the one from a few years ago. The whole thing with this series, it involves time travel, also following up with the power Rick Jones has not used since the original Kree Skrull storyline, with his Destiny power where he created a bunch of superheroes. Yep. And we also have Immortalist pop up in here, Kang, these particular time gods who never appeared before or after the storyline. We also see the return of Libra. Yes, this series reveals that Libra is in fact alive. Yep. Despite the fact that he was possibly seen getting killed off by a bunch of androids posing as the previous Zodiac. Those don't know who the heck the Zodiac are. The Zodiac are a group of villains created by Roy Thomas. Very good villains, unlike the ones created by Slott, which were absolutely boring. These guys were interesting. In Libra, when he originally appeared in the 70s, he actually had wearing a blindfold around his eyes. Here, because of the 90s, let's upgrade to a frickin' techno visor. For some reason. I have no idea why this is. We also have appearance by frickin' Kazar. Not Kazar. Killraven. Yes, from the Worlds at War stuff. These from the future. We also see appearance by the Avengers of the 1950s, who became the Agents of Atlas about 7 years after the series ended. I'm trying to find it because I know that he's in here. Just gotta find him first. Yeah, when you have Libra pop up in here, it's like, what? Libra? Now, I'm not sure why he was given a visor for, but the only theory I have is because, well, and this is my personal theory, because of the future. I'm trying to find him here. It's taking a little difficult to find him. Here he is. It's Libra. Yeah, this is him. Yeah, that's Libra under this new visor. Previously, he wore a blindfold. Yeah, he got blinded during the Vietnam War. That's what explained the original origin story. And he's the father of Mantis. It's referenced in here, but they don't believe that he's actually really Mantis' father. They've never actually confirmed it at all. Yeah, that was actually done not by Roy Thomas. I believe that was done by Steve Eckhart, who retconned that Mantis was the daughter of Libra, even though that Roy Thomas created Libra. hmm This overall is one fantastic series, and I do recommend it to people fans of the Avengers. It is something though they launched this at the same time the main book was still going on. And if you're curious though, like apparently Songbird is hanging out with the Avengers. She doesn't officially join the Avengers until 2015, where she's part of the new Avengers book by Al Ewing, because he's the only person who actually wanted to put her on the Avengers team. Because apparently no other writer apparently wanted to put her on the Avengers team. Despite the fact that it was, I don't remember who wrote the issue, where Captain America basically says, yeah, Songbird has potential to be Avenger. Unlike the rest of the Thunderbolts who don't. And instead, Marvel has her hang out with the Thunderbolts. Constantly. No idea why, but that she does. This book is great. We give this book a 9.5 out of 10. Really fun book. Next up is Avengers West Coast, Volume 2, City of Evils. Collecting Avengers West Coast, Volume 3, issues 5 through 10. Written by Kelly Thompson. Artwork by a couple different, at least about one different artist, at least three different artists in here. You have Danielle D. Nanico, this issues 5 through 7. 8 and 9 is done by Gang Hurek Lem and Moy Rar, does issue 10. Yep, the cover art is done by Stefan Caselli, Nolan Wardord, Edward Petrovich, and Gang La Hunk Lem. Yeah, those of you curious though about this version of West Coast Avengers, no, it's not the one from the 80s and 90s. This is the one that was started by Kelly Thompson like last year. Here's the problem with this particular run. Got canceled after only 10 issues. I'll talk about that in a minute. Now, the lineup, of course, is quite interesting. It's made up of Hawkeye, well, both Hawkeyes, Kate Bishop and Clint Barton, Gwenpool, Quentin Quintire, aka Kate Omega. Yeah, I have no idea what made West Coast Avengers, but they did. Let's see, they also have you also have Katie Bishop's boyfriend in the group, and toward the end of the book, they actually added his sister, who's dating American Chavez, who's also a member of the group, because why the heck not? And with a brief addition of Marvel Boy. And that's your lineup for you. Yeah, pretty much, you can kind of think of this book as sort of a semi-continuation of the Kate Bishop book, also by Kelly Thompson. Yeah, basically this book, they fight the West Coast Masters of Evil, which consists of Graviton, though first point, early part of the storyline, it was Mario poisonous him, and then of course it's the actual one. We also have Kate Bishop's both of her parents, basically part of this group, for some strange reason, along with Madame Mask. I believe there was a few others. Oh yeah, they also had Santana. Yes, the sister of Damien Hellstrom, who, by the way, at one point in these issues, knocked out Clint and Kate Bishop by kissing them. Yes, Santana is very heavily implied to be bisexual. Yes, I think it's been confirmed in Marvel Comics she is bisexual. Yeah, it's something, doesn't do much of anything. As for why she is hooking up with these people, no idea. Madame Mask, I get because she's an enemy of Kate Bishop, though she's also an enemy of Iron Man. But, and of course, Graviton, same thing. Enemy of Iron Man, but part of this group, okay? Yeah. And they also have vampires in here, which I'm like, okay. So apparently this is also a loose follow-up to Al Ewing's Mighty Avengers run with the whole Daywalker cult. Yeah, I have no idea why the heck Kelly Thompson is for, but she did. After they defeat all these people, like they get themselves a brand spanking new headquarters, and then Kate Bishop gets a mail. Some Dutch government says it's been officially canceled. Yeah. Second time I've seen Marvel do this recently for Avengers book, where we cancel as a joke. A very bad joke. And that's how the series ends. By saying we're canceled. Oh my gosh, seriously. Book itself was good, despite the stupid way the series ended. I give this book roughly a 9.5 out of 10. It's also very heavily hinted at that Quint Quintire and Gwenpool have a thing for each other. Because why not? I think like the only person in this book who's actually not in a relationship is Clint Barton. He's the only Clint Barton and Marvel Boy. They're the only two who actually don't or not having significant others. Despite the fact Marvel Boy really wanted to hook back up with Kate Bishop, despite the fact these two broke up at the end of the previous Young Avengers book. Now this book was first formed. Like, I don't mind the line. The lamp is fine. At least you put Gwenpool in their book that's not her own solo book, though they did bring back her title. But I think canceling this book was an absolute terrible move on the part of Marvel Comics. I mean, this has been Marvel's thing with Kelly Thompson. Apparently, they don't think her books sell too well. Let's just keep axing him like crazy. This is not the only book that she's actually worked on that got canceled. We also have had her Hawkeye run, which is really good. We also have, let's see, what was another book that she wrote that got canceled quickly? Oh yes, Mr. and Mrs. X after 12 issues. Yes, 12. Though I don't think Captain Marvel's canceled anytime soon. I would think a book like Mr. and Mrs. X, a book featuring two prominent and popular X-Men characters, would last more than 12 issues. But apparently, Marvel doesn't care. Nope. It seems as though if you're not people like Mark Waid or Jason Aaron, it seems like a lot of writers nowadays at Marvel can't have their books last more than 5 or 6 issues before getting the frickin' axe. That's been a problem for the past few years at Marvel. That's why a lot of books keep getting cancelled. That's just my opinion anyways. Aside from the fact you might say, oh yeah, maybe it's been bookshelf. Yes, but Marvel half the time doesn't bother to promote them. I mean, I think like the only writer who's the exception to this thing where Marvel keeps canceling was every book they go on is Danny Cotis. He's probably like the only person, him and probably Dan Slott. Though they're ending of the Iron book, those will be relaunched next year. But if you think of any prominent film writers at Marvel, not really that many. The only ones I could think of that work for Marvel, who actually still work for them, are Kelly Thompson and Gail Simone. I think because Gail Simone only had produced one book at Marvel Comics, Domino and Domino Hotshots. That's basically it. Kelly Thompson a lot more books than she did, and the books keep getting canceled. I would think, she worked in how many miniseries she worked on? 1. Captain Phasma, a book I felt rushed when the series ended. Yes, the last issue was very rushed. Like, really, really rushed. It's like, okay, we've got to wrap this up. Apparently, Marvel either doesn't care for this writer at all. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of people who are fans of Kelly Thompson. I mean, I'm a fan of her work. I think she's a damn good writer. I think like the only writer I can think of who works at Marvel who's a female writer, aside from her and Gail Simone, is Jodie Hauser. That's the only one I could think of. Yeah, because can you think of any like other prominent good female writers at Marvel? I mean, I'm not going to count the writer of Miss America Chavez, because this woman basically loves putting her foot in her mouth on frickin' Twitter, from what I heard. Yes. But you're probably thinking, okay, why did they only review Volume 2? Why not Volume 1? Because that's what the library had. I might review Volume 1 later on. Yeah, but not much to say about these two trades. I mean, they're both really good, and I kind of wish Marvel would stop axing Kelly Thompson's books. I really, really wish they stopped doing it. It's really stupid whenever they cancel frickin' books. It's so dumb. Marvel, stop axing her frickin' books. Her books are fantastic. Stop axing them. Yeah. I highly doubt Marvel listens to their fans when it comes to books. I really like Kelly Thompson. I mean, the only book I read that's not published by Marvel Comics that was really good that Kelly Thompson wrote was the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Pink series, which is really good. I have reviewed this fantastic miniseries. Yeah. Not much else to say here. So yeah, that's it for this particular review. Stay tuned with my other reviews. My next review, of course, will be Boruto and another Comic Corner, okay? Produce the next review. Bye.